One of the most unique motorcycle events in the world is back this year, the 74th running of the Peoria TT, as we roll on with Progressive American Flat Track.
I'm the best dude here as far as ability-wise.
I really just need to go out there and do one thing, and that's to win.
We worked so hard this year. The team worked so hard.
Let the race begin.
We're underway. The carrot is there. Can he go after it?
It doesn't take much for a guy to go down.
Wow, that was close. That was the pressure point.
Looking fantastic.
Wow, I did not expect this.
If he ruffles some feathers along the way, so be it.
Can't say these guys aren't tough. They take the win. Unbelievable run. You don't often see domination like this.
How impressive is that?
What a performance.
We haven't been disappointed.
There is nothing quite like this in all of racing. The Law Tigers Peoria TT, presented by Country Saloon. Peoria Motorcycle Club putting together a TT event for Progressive American Flat Track. We know the stars coming into this event, such as Briar Bauman, aiming for his third straight title. Jared Mees, a five-time champ, bearing down on him in the series standings. JD Beach is always good, the very versatile rider on these TT-type tracks, but even on the TTs that have a jump and a turn, nothing is quite like this one. Jason Wygant, former Grand National champion Brad Baker, and Kristen Beat here to give you the call from Peoria. We'll give you the point standings in this class. A lot on the line here, Brad. Briar Bauman needs to hold serve today.
Yeah, Jared Mees picked off quite a big chunk at New York at the last race, and Briar Bauman has to get himself as much of a cushion as he can today because we've got 4 miles coming up where Jared Mees is going to be super strong, so Briar has to be on point today.
Another rider to watch, see fifth in points is JD Beach. He won our last TT race, which was the Atlanta Super TT, but that was totally different. It was paved. Here we're on dirt, and we got a huge jump. Got the Honda Talent on board. What's it all about, Brad?
Yeah, this racetrack is so fun to ride. You come out of turn 2 here, and you get up to about 70, 75 miles per hour, and you actually launch about 100 to 120 feet on a flat track bike. Not an easy thing to do with the less suspension. Come down in the right-hander here. It's a quick flip-flop back from right to left. Come into this fast sweeping corner. It's super important to get a good run off of turn 4 here because it's about 100 mile per hour straightaway going to the start finish line.
Those speeds and the biggest jump on the circuit, going to be really fun to watch the racing this afternoon. Let's send it down to Kristen Beat.
We return to racing here at the Peoria TT, a historic, iconic, legendary track on the American Flat Track Series circuit. And over the past 20 years, only a handful of riders have been capable of taking a win here at the technical track. 3 of those riders, Briar Bauman, Henry Wiles, and Dallas Daniels, all in our flat track paddock today. Now, I spoke with all 3 riders, and it seems as though there are 2 keys to racing efficiently here at the Peoria TT. The first, this is a sender's track. You really have to launch it and carry substantial speed confidently throughout the entire race. The second key, you have to hit all of your marks. This track works sequentially. If you miss one mark, it'll throw off your next. Every mark sets you up for the next to create flow on this track. And if you want to be able to take a win here at this iconic track, you'll have to create that flow earlier in the day and maintain it throughout the race. So guys, 2 keys to racing efficiently here at the Peoria TT.
All right, thanks, Kristen. We'll show you what it's like with our highlights. Mission Super Twins Semi 1. JD Beach getting out front. There's Sammy Halbert. Won a race 2 events ago on the oval. Sammy's showing some TT style here.
Yeah, Sammy's banged up from New York last week, and he was saying that all week long his shoulder and his chest was super tight, but JD Beach was able to get by him, take over the lead going up to the jump, but definitely a good showing by Sammy, having a broken foot earlier this year and then going down super hard at New York. This is not an easy racetrack to wrestle a twin around.
Vanderkoy will come up in 3rd ahead of Bronson Bauman. And Brandon Robinson, not a TT specialist, brings the 44 home in 5th. We go to semi number 2. Good start. This is what you want to see, a little showdown between Mees and the 9. Bauman on the 1, able to squeeze him off.
Yeah, Bauman from the outside, taking that good starting position, sweeping around the outside, getting an awesome run off of turn 4, looking smooth.
Bauman becoming a bit of a Peoria specialist. You heard Krista mention Henry Wiles, Dallas Daniels. They're racing in the singles class this weekend. So maybe Bauman is the favorite going into the main, but now everything you predict has come undone because the rain that we thought might happen has happened. This is going to be gnarly, but we are lucky to reclaim this surface because Caterpillar's headquarters is nearby and they build world-class racetracks. Let's hear more.
But we're from the Edwards Demonstration Center for Caterpillar, based just about 12 miles north of here, and we've got some of the best guys in the world when it comes to running equipment. We got Brian Kane on the skid loader. We got Nathan Myers on our 623 wheel tractor scraper. We got Josh Velvetfinger Hayes in the Motor Patrol out there. Just like the racing crews, they've got mechanics that specialize in certain areas. They've got drivers. They've got all the good stuff. We got it too. Our 623 wheel tractor scraper, he can literally go on there and just pick up the crumbs, so to speak. Or if you need him to get heavy work, he can come in and dig out 3 or 4 feet at a time and just move on. We've got to be very meticulous and very careful about how we remove the wet material. So everyone up here is going like, just move the mud. Well, it's simply not that easy. I wish it was, but it's not. So we've got to be very precise, but yet we're also under time crunch because we're supposed to be handing the track over here momentarily. So it's kind of a delicate situation. And the nice thing is Caterpillar's got the products to create a system that can help us do this or any other project out there.
Well, Caterpillar has fixed the mud at this track before, so we shouldn't have a problem this year. A nice showdown brewing between the versatile JD Beach and your series leader, Briar Bauman, as we head toward our Mission Super Twins main from Peoria. Progressive American Flat Track is brought to you by Mission Foods, which has you covered with race day recipes that are too fast, too tasty. Progressive insures over 5 million boats, motorcycles, and RVs. Get a quote in under 4 minutes at AmericanFlatTrack.com/progressive. And by Law Tigers, you never have to ride alone. 74th running of the Law Tigers Peoria TT. A TT means the traditional flat track races are on ovals. Here we have left and right hand turns and a jump. So how will that affect the bikes? Time for Dunlop Tire Talk.
Yeah, something new this year. They came out with a soft compound tire, the R3. On these TT tracks, they're not very abrasive, so you can get away with a softer compound. It's really soft material, so soft material, soft tire ends up with more traction.
67 Indian. And that could lead to great racing. Briar Bauman won this event the last time we were here in Super Twins in 2019. Jared Mees would love to win it, but he knows he's got a couple of big mile tracks coming up on the schedule. He just wants to keep Bauman close in points. And a lot of eyes on JD Beach, the Estenson Yamaha rider, so versatile. Went back to the road racing circuit actually a couple of weeks ago, still fast there. Won the last TT we ran in Atlanta, and he does have the top grid choice for the main event. Beach could be hard to top. It's going to be interesting.
Definitely, JD's so strong on these types of racetracks with his road race background, so good on the front brake.
So here it is, 10 minutes plus 2 laps for our Mission Super Twins main. Everyone wants Peoria, that trophy on their mantle. But remember, we're paying championship points as well. Let's go racing. We're back from Peoria.
Looks like a good start from third over. Jared Mees snags the whole shot.
Yeah, I thought Beach or maybe Halbert was going to have the jump, but then Mees goes wide and Beach right to the lead as they hit the jump.
Yeah, this is not what the competition wanted to see as JD get out to an early lead. He's going to try to put his head down and put a distance on these guys right away.
And here's that championship battle. Briar Bauman, your series leader, up to third, right behind the man second in the points, the multi-time series champ, Jared Mees. So Mees, if he could hold him off, this would be huge. And of course, they want to keep Beach in sight as well.
For sure, Briar has to get by Jared as soon as possible to not let JD get away from him.
Good battle between Halbert and Vanderkoy. Next in line, that's fourth and fifth. And look at Bauman, he's looking for an opening.
You can see how it's still a little bit greasy going to the right-hander. The guys are kind of pushing the front. Had so much rain, it's going to take this a couple laps for the racetrack to kind of get scuffed in. Then these guys are really going to start being able to push it as look at Briar Bauman gets it turned.
Oh!
Wow.
Okay, was that a mistake by Mees, or did he check up because he saw Bauman there?
It was a little mistake, but Briar, that was a textbook move. You seen how he came in the turn one a little bit wider than Jared, got it turned sooner and squared him up. So between the little mistake and that setup by Briar, is just able to go right on by him.
This is impressive. Take us through it.
Right here in the center, he just gets it turned earlier, gets on the throttle, kind of has to make Jared check up a little bit, kind of a block pass, but that was just a textbook move, being aggressive, knew he had to get by right away.
Yeah, and he saw it opening, maybe the previous lap didn't quite get it, then he did. He's made this pass early enough that he can still see Beach. So we're gonna have a real slugfest. 10 Briar Bauman match the pace of our leader.
Yeah, right now this is where Breyer kind of has to be careful, though. He can't push too hard. This racetrack, if you just push a little too hard, it can bite you. So Breyer, he knows he has a championship hunt. That's the greater sight in mind, so he has to push hard, but not push too hard to make a big mistake.
It might be hard to catch, Beach. Another thing I want to point out as we watch this battle, Davis Fisher and Sammy Halbert battling for top 5. They're running the front brake of the motorcycle. That's not what we normally have, correct?
Yeah, this is the only tracks that you're able to run a front brake is on the TT courses, and we only got 2 this year. So these guys, they try to train throughout the week, ride motocross, help them with their jumping skills, and especially using the front brake.
Look at this battle back here as we head to the jump. You got Pearson on the 27, just able to hold on.
Yeah, that was a pretty risky move that Bronson tried to take, jumping around the outside. You really don't see these guys try to pass over the jump too much. The jump, it's not only this fast, but it actually has an apex on the top of it, so you're actually turning up the face of it. And when it starts to get a little choppy like it is right now, it can get pretty difficult.
Watch out 44, Brandon Robinson, the TTs. That has been the problem this year. He has been in the championship fight, but he was way back in the race in Atlanta, and now he's just inside the top 10 in 9th. So he's losing a bunch of points, but a bunch of positions are right there in front of him, and they keep battling.
For sure. Brandon's never been known to be a TT specialist, but he's doing really good hanging with Bronson and Robbie Pearson right now. These 2 guys go really good on TTs, so he's doing a good job so far.
And a shout out to James Rispoli there on the Harley-Davidson, last year's champ in production twins. He's putting in a good run. They've caught up to Halbert, and Halbert's under fire. Look at Pearson. He's going to get a 2 for 1.
Yeah, Pearson kind of makes a straightaway out of the center of the corner there, block pass, but that let Bronson be able to get it turned and go by all 3 of them there.
And at the back of that group, that's Colby Carlisle. He's a teammate of Beach on the Estenson Yamaha. So great to see these guys all in the fight as we're on board the SNS camera with Breyer Bauman. He has shed the pressure from Mies, but he is not closing on Beach.
Yeah, Breyer, he's seems like he's making up a little bit of distance, but every lap that he makes a little bit, he makes a tiny mistake and then loses it again. So that's what we're talking about, just pushing a little too hard, you can make a mistake.
So we'll keep watching this battle, the 67 of Fisher and the 37 of Bronson Bauman, then Pearson, and then Robinson. Pearson and Bronson have been in a great battle, but this has been fun to watch so far. JD Beach, Shiggy Dog, showing everyone his versatility again. Maybe the best all-around motorcycle racer in the game. He's out front of Peoria. We are back, the Peoria TT, and we have a battle on our hands. So JD Beach got the early lead, and I thought he might pull away, but Breyer Bauman is starting to find his groove.
Yeah, he really is. He's closed up here in the last couple laps. If he can get right up to JD and maybe pressure a mistake, I don't think JD knows necessarily how close he is right now. Breyer's going to have to get a little bit closer to start putting on the pressure.
Now, JD Beach is full-time in American flat track these days, but he's won multiple titles in Moto America road racing as a factory Yamaha rider, and then he got the call-up as a fill-in a couple of weeks ago in Minnesota and showed top 5 speed on the road race bike without much practice on it, and now he's leading the way, but if he's going to win this one, it's going to be tough. Bauman is right there.
Yeah, JD is the only rider that all through the years from a kid rode road racing and flat track. He never gave up on either one of them. His main focus for so many years was road racing, but he always stuck to his roots and rode as many flat track races as possible, and it shows because he's still one of the fastest riders, if not the fastest rider on TT and other courses.
But Breyer Bauman has something to say about that. He just keeps getting closer.
Yeah, Breyer, he can smell blood right now, and he wants this race win. I mean, winning Peoria, that's it's one of the most nostalgic races you can win and put yourself on the leaderboard. I mean, you put yourself with so many legends of the sport if you win this race.
And I know Bauman does a lot of motocross riding, and he also trains with Alden Baker, who's the trainer for a lot of the Supercross and Motocross champions. So I would think he's pretty comfortable out here.
Yeah, he definitely is. You can see him over the jump, just how smooth he is. I mean, he is able to keep the bike in a very neutral position, never really getting out of shape, and that really just shows how good he is on a motocross bike as well.
Keeping the heat on JD Beach. It's going to be a fantastic run down to the line. Now, the Yamaha team, they've been working so hard, making so many changes to that bike. do they actually apply here, or is this more just JD Beach is good in a TT, or some of the changes and the progress is paying off?
I definitely say some of the progress is paying off, but really just a lot of the disadvantages of the Yamaha on the ovals is actually its advantages on a TT. It has a lot quicker acceleration than an Indian, which on an oval actually is a disadvantage because it doesn't get the power to the ground nearly as easy. But on a TT like this, when you need to pick up the power and accelerate off the corner a lot quicker, it helps Yamaha out a lot.
Okay, so we got the traction with Bauman on the Indian motorcycle and the quick acceleration of the Yamaha Beach out front, and it's working to be practically a stalemate. Last time around, I think Beach stretched it just a bit.
Yeah, you've seen Breyer got all sorts of sideways coming off of turn 2 that time. Lost all of his momentum going up to the jump.
So Bauman will have to reset. Still that great battle behind them. Jared Vanderkoy, by the way, has taken third away from Jared Mees, so that is big for the series. Mees, if he can't beat Bauman of the TTs, would at least like to finish right behind him. But right now you have Vanderkoy in between as Beach begins to pull away.
Yeah, JD is just airing it off the jump there. This looks like he's having a lot of fun.
It's always that much more fun when you're winning. This Yamaha team, like I said, they just keep trying so many different things, different chassis, different firing orders with the engine. They want to win in the ovals as well, but I'm sure they'll be pumped if he can hold on for this one. Bauman might not be done. Good entrance into that corner. Smooth out.
Definitely, and the rule change that they made earlier this year of actually lightening the rear wheel, lightening the crankshaft on the Indian on tracks like this could be an advantage to it as well, just because that's actually a setup that they do when they come to a track like this, is they take a little bit of inertia off the engine just to get it to accelerate quicker. And that's where the Yamaha comes into play, is that quick acceleration. But don't take anything away from JD. I think he could win on anything when he's out here, because the biggest difference is the rider sitting on the bike.
Yeah, he has made the difference. Now there is also a change for a third. Looks like Mees has gotten back around Vanderkoy. The amount of times I've seen Jared Mees up against the ropes, I think it's going to be a bad night, and he somehow salvages something as we watch. That's Davis Fisher battling it out with Carlisle. So the Yamaha's running well again.
Definitely Yamahas are going good, but you can just see how rough it's getting. You see the suspension just moving up and down and starting to get so rough on these guys, and the suspension doesn't have a lot of travel here, so when it gets rough, it just makes these motorcycles a handful to hold on to.
And interesting now, it'll be 2 to go. That's a battle for position, but also a battle of lap traffic. Beach gets around his teammate, laps him, Carlisle. Carlisle looked over, made it a little bit easier on him. And it'll be Fisher up next.
Yeah, it looks like JD is able to get through both of them clean, so Breyer really has to get by these guys quick, because JD's going to be able to get away again.
Yeah, clean racetrack right now for your leader, JD Beach. Breyer Bauman is going to have to get around them, and it won't be easy because they're battling each other, Fisher and Carlisle, for position. They're not just going to move over.
Oh, let's see Breyer here. Oh, man, so close. He has to be careful. Doesn't want to take himself out trying to get through lappers.
Oh, and then Beach a rough landing on the jump here in the last lap. Don't want to throw it away now, because with the lap traffic cleared, all the obstacles are gone. Perhaps the most versatile rider in all of motorcycle racing. JD Beach wins Peoria.
Man, what a great win for JD. That has to feel so good to add himself to the winners list of this legendary race. And he's pumped.
Oh, he is, man, he is loving it right now. JD Beach, he's just so into all forms of racing, and he wears the heart on the sleeve. You love to see that, and they're all pretty excited for him as well. I think most of the paddock respects this guy. Even Jared Mees, well, Mees probably happy to see JD Beach win because he's a likable guy, but also Mees knows that means Breyer Bauman did not win, which helps Mees in the championship points. Mees at one point drifted back to 4th, got back around Vanderkoy, claim a podium. Pearson, a great run through traffic. Fisher just ahead of Carlisle. You saw that battle there on the last lap. Let's send it down to Kristen, a very happy Jiggy Dog.
JD, congratulations on the win here today. A triumphant win for the Essence and Racing Yamaha team, but also for you as a rider personally. Now, throughout that race, you guys were the first on track after they did a ton of track work, and you were only given 3 laps to evaluate the track. What gave you the confidence to start sending so early at the speed you were sending, with the speed you were carrying, to be able to progress you towards this win?
Yeah, for me, I trusted the bike and the team, and the track was great. The cat guys did an awesome job, and we just went out there and went racing. It was a lot of fun, and for me and the team, it's nice because we've won Super TTs and we've won these one-off races, but to win a real flat track race, I mean, it feels great, and we had a awesome day, and we got some miles racing coming up, and we'll go racing.
Oh yeah, don't count out Beach of that Yamaha squad. They're not just TT specialists. Again, they want to win everywhere. Mies only loses a few points to Bauman, so works out about the same, I guess?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, Breyer got a little bit more of a cushion, but like you said, got mile racing coming up.
Here we go. Let's talk to Breyer.
With about 5 to go, Breyer Bauman, the hunter, started stalking JD Beach, and you were gaining on him, but a few mistakes prevented you from being able to make the pass on JD. Just how good was JD today, and how were you able to strategize that race? Did you time that progression as you had hoped?
No, honestly, I wanted to get the whole shot and go because I know how fast JD was going all day, and I was kind of hoping that he would have to stalk me, and he got such a good start, got out there and he checked out, and we actually took some pretty good chunks out of it. Got close to him and then had a couple moments off the jump, and I'm like, you know what, like, let's just back her down a little bit, and actually, thank you to the lappers, kind of got me back in there a little bit. I saw him fighting those guys pretty hard, and I got back in there, and then he got by, and I kind of stayed there. So nonetheless, we made it through. Huge shout out to Caterpillar. That track, we were going, oh man, I don't think we're gonna be able to race. So I'm stoked with it, but we're always looking for more.
Yeah, a win would have been nice for max points, but here is where Bauman made the move on Jared Mies, his championship rival, to take that spot away. Mies, though, holds on for third.
With 5 to go, you as well were making an advance on Jared van der Kooi. And what allowed you to overtake Jared van der Kooi in this podium?
It was a mistake on Jared's part that allowed me to really gain a lot of ground on him, and then I was able to put a really good corner together in 3 and 4 and drive off the corner down the straightaway. I mean, it's really one of the most critical places to pass is down the front straightaway, and that's where I was able to get it done. I gave him basically third place. I missed a shift going into turn 1 and hit like a false neutral, and man, lost a lot of ground and had to gain it back. I wanted to get on the podium. I mean, coming in here, I knew JD and Breyer were, you know, the 2 most dominant guys, but I felt like I was probably the next best guy out of them guys. So I've been on the podium a lot here at Peoria, never won the thing, but like I said, I'm really looking forward to driving home tonight.
Somehow, some way, that guy always survives, puts it on the box, but no one had the answer for JD Beach. The Jiggy Dog is a winner again in TT Racing. But we're not done. We've got singles and production twins. Progressive American Flat Track is brought to you by Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of American Flat Track. Progressive insures over 5 million boats, motorcycles, and RVs. Get a quote in under 4 minutes at AmericanFlatTrack.com/progressive. And by Law Tigers, you never have to ride alone. So many different elements to racing. The Yamaha motorcycle just won in our Mission Super Twins class here at the Peoria TT. We got great equipment with Caterpillar off the track and some great safety equipment on it.
Safety should be inherent to every single motorsport. Of course it should. That goes without saying. But I think within the world of American flat track, we have a particular perspective because we are racing on 2 wheels, which are inherently unstable, on dirt, which is inherently unstable. So it's front of mind for us, safety. American Flat Track's view on helmets is quite simple. Use the best possible quality and newest and highest standard helmet that you can find.
Wow, he's close.
Oh boy! Contact there between Robinson and Mies.
That was a hard crash when you're gonna slide out at that speed.
I was fortunate to be invited by Arai Helmet to their headquarters just outside Tokyo, where I was able to tour the factory. What looks like a mass-produced high-quality product in the store has actually been put together from start to finish by human hands at Arai, which is totally unique. Major part of our strategy at American Flat Track in the last few years has been to partner up with the best in the business in order to improve our sport. And I would say that in helmets, Arai is absolutely the best, and we're fortunate to have them as a full technical partner to the series.
Let's throw the helmets on and go racing. The Vance & Hines Harley-Davidson team, 2 TT ringers. Got Jesse Janish coming off the couch and the very versatile Hayden Gillum. Their main rider, Dalton Gauthier, is out injured, but they've got 2 ringers to try to win today, and to show you the highlights, Janish immediately to the lead.
Yeah, working out great for him so far on the Vance & Hines team, but look at Ben Lau getting a great run around the outside.
Whoa, wow. Side by side over the jump.
Not quite going to get by him right here, but he's going to give it another run coming off for turn 2 again.
Oh, this is kind of close racing you like to see. And you got Johnny Lewis sitting back there close by in third of the Royal Enfield, and there Lau able to take the lead. And another battle, Dan Bromley rolls up on the number 1 spot.
Yeah, Bromley's been really good at TTs ever since he was a kid, takes over the lead. This could be very well his first Production Twins main event win. He's going to bring it home.
Yeah, here it is. We've been waiting on this. Dan Bromley is now a winner, and Production Twins, former champion of the singles class in this series, showing his versatility. Great run for Ben Lau to finish up in the number 2 spot. And your series leader, this C65, that's Corey Texter, ends up 6th. So Bromley going to take a couple of points out of the series lead. And Janish did the job. He puts the Vance & Hines Harley-Davidson up on the podium ahead of his teammate for a day, Hayden Gillum, who was 4th. And there's Bromley, the idle Gauthier out injured. Bromley closing on him for 2nd in the series and getting within 2 races now just about of Texter, your series leader. So Dan Bromley's got to be happy with this one. Let's send it down to Kristen.
Dan Bromley, always an efficient TT rider, but especially here today. Dan, tell me, how did you pace this track?
The biggest thing was the track was getting rougher. You know, coming in here, you know, this is going to be one of the most physically demanding tracks. And coming into this race, I tried training as hard as I could. My mechanic, Nick Henderson, he was sending me motivational speeches, books, everything just to try and get me in the right mindset. And I can't thank him enough for doing that. Jesse was going to be the spoiler this weekend, and I finally was able to get upper hand on him on this TT. You know, the last couple of years he's won this, and for me to be able to win this, it's pretty amazing.
Well, the real showdown is looming. Our singles class, you have the almost unbeatable here at this track, Henry Wiles, but a championship battle behind it with Dallas Daniels and Maxwell. This should be good. Stay tuned. Progressive American Flat Track on NBCSN. When you come to Peoria and you talk TT, you have to talk to Henry Wiles. The last 14 times he's raced at this track, he has won. Now in the singles class standings, it's been a rough season for him. He's 5th in points. Wiles missed this race with injury in 2019. Dallas Daniels took the win, so a lot of anticipation. Wiles now healthy. Daniels has proven he's fast at this track. Could be a great showdown brewing for them in our singles main event a little bit later on. But let's talk to the master of Peoria. Here's Kristen with Henry Wiles.
In 2019, due to a displaced fibula, the 14-race win streak set by Henry Wiles came to an end, while the rookie Dallas Daniels went on to win his first pro American flat track win. Henry, there's no doubt you are the king of Peoria. You know how to make your way around this track, but it seems as though the next generation of riders are getting better and better every day. What kind of emotions do you have moving into the Peoria TT? And do you kind of feel that? I feel like the biggest matchup today could very well be between you and Dallas Daniels.
Yeah, you're right. It could be between Dallas and I. You know, I'm going to go out there and give everything I have, and that's all I can really do. It's been good enough for a lot of years, and coming in here today, I was getting emotional and just had tears in my eyes, thanking God for all the blessings in my life and that I'm still able to come out here and compete at the highest level. I've been doing it so long that a couple of the people that I started winning this race with aren't even here any longer. So you know, it's been an overwhelming amount of emotion for me to come back to Peoria, and I'm really looking forward to today and getting out there and seeing how it shakes out.
Well, we'll show you some of the highlights from the semi. You've got Wiles in the lead, but here's a wild card. Brandon Kitchen running the pace.
Yeah, another Michigan native is running down Henry Wiles. He rides a lot of TTs in Michigan, looking really strong today.
Okay, so throw him in as a contender. We go to semi 2. No surprise to see Dallas Daniels out front. Now, he only has a 2-point lead over that man, Max Whale, in the series standings. This is considered a strength track for Daniels. So that gap right there, he wants to do that again in the main and pad his points lead. See what happens. Cody Kopp, the young rider, finishing up in third. So we get ready for our main event. Daniels versus Wiles. Maybe Whale, maybe Kitchen. Someone else will get in there. It's one of the most hotly anticipated races, I'd say, the weekend, maybe the year, to see Wiles back at Peoria after he missed with injury in 19.
Definitely. It's his race to lose right now. Henry Wiles got to beat Dallas Daniels, and Brandon Kitchen looking super strong as well. It was actually a little bit faster than him there in that semifinal.
Oh boy, that would be interesting to see someone having the speed advantage over Wiles, which you don't often see here. There's your full grid, 17 riders for what will be our final main event of the day here at Peoria, our singles race. And like I said, the most anticipated one, because this is the race that Wiles is in. He predominantly was racing what is now called Mission Super Twins. He switched to the singles division. Let's see if he can keep his own personal win streak alive. The last 14 times he's raced here, he's won. Let's drop the hammer from Peoria.
Looks like a great start from Dallas Daniels around the outside.
Wow.
Gonna get the whole shot.
Rocket out of the gate. A good start for Wiles, but a great one. So Daniels to the lead. Defending champ of the Estenson Yamaha. A little bit of a mid-season lull had handed the points lead back to Whale, but he picked up a win in our last event on an oval, and he's looking to get another one here. And Wiles is right with him, exactly the way you want to set up.
Yeah, let's see what he can do with it. You know he's going to be trying his hardest, putting his head down, but this track is getting a little bit rough right now. All the two main events before it, he's going to have to be careful.
Critical juncture here. Kitchen, who has had speed, is trying to get around Max Whale for third. Couldn't make the pass.
Whoa, what happened there? Looked like Dallas Daniels off the racetrack.
What? I just caught that out of the corner of my eye. Not sure what happened, but this is a huge shakeup. So Daniels trying to win this thing. Now, he's getting back to the bike, so at least he's unhurt. But as far as the points goes, this is a disaster.
Man, that jump has taken a lot of victims over the years. Some of the best riders in the business have ended up in the creek right there that you can see. Didn't quite make it there, but glad to see him back on his motorcycle. He's not hurt, but he's going to be a lap down.
Let's see if we can catch this on the right side.
He just landed a little bit to the left. Maybe he was this little crossed up. As soon as he landed, it shot him off the racetrack. That's easy to do on that jump.
So Henry Wiles to the lead, customary position. Watch out, Kitchen continues to work on Whale. I wonder if Whale saw that, and suddenly now he's looking at a track that was considered a weakness for him. He's gonna make up a ton of points on Daniels.
Yeah, Kitchen was faster in his semifinal than Wiles. He has to get by Max Whale right away to be able to try to track back down Henry Wiles. He'll let him get away if he doesn't do it right away.
You saw that number one. Daniels is back on track, so the bike was not damaged. He is okay. Kitchen has now made the move on Whale. Long way to go for Daniels to even gain any position since he's a lap, or maybe even 2 laps down at this point. Kitchen up to second. Cole Zabala now lurking on the 51 in fourth.
And you can see how rough that right-hander is getting. The riders are almost catching their foot on the inside berm. It's going to get more technical the further we get into this main event.
Kitchen trying to break away. It is Whale on the Red Bull KTM, Zabala, and your leader, Wiles. They're the Progressive Insurance-backed Honda entries.
What a great run by Zabala. This here a couple rounds ago, he was out with a broken right wrist, and now he's back up here competing for a podium finish.
A lot on the line if you're Whale and you even finish up on the podium. That is a huge, huge day, because Daniels was already starting to get away, and then one mistake has changed everything, the complexion of this race, maybe even the whole series. Well, the young rider out of Australia doing a good job back there.
Here's an onboard with Dallas Daniels to see how he gets off the racetrack here. Yeah, as soon as he landed, he was just a little sideways, and it shot him off the left side of the track with all the rain going down the off-cambered grass hill, just tucked the front.
We go back to that Mission Super Twins, man, and you were talking about Briar Bauman trying to measure, does he need to beat J.D. Beach? Does he want to take chances? Daniels obviously wanted to beat Wiles, and now that cost him.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pressure. Wow, look at that. That's horrible accident by Brandon Kitchen.
Oh, and the bike goes flipping.
You've seen the splash. The bike went over the air fence and landed in the creek behind it. Wow.
Have to take out the red flag here, so the Wheeling caution lights are on, and Kitchen, who was in second and starting to advance on Wiles, has gone down the same area that cost Daniels.
Yeah, that jump, if you land off it, you see he's in a little bit of a wobble, hits that bump and just sends him into a violent head shake. There was no way he was going to gather that back up over the bars. Wow, hard hit right to his head. Bike goes flipping and lands right in the creek.
Oh,
big splash. Wow.
Luckily, the bike did not hit him, so we hope Kitchen is okay.
Well, a little hand up there, wave to the fans. Right. That's a good sign.
Wow. So this race, highly anticipated. We said this singles main. It has brought drama, but not the type we expected. It leads to a red flag and a restart situation as Henry Wiles tries to win this one again. And they have to fish Brandon Kitchen's bike literally out of the creek. Hope he's okay. That was a tough hit. Progressive American Flat Track rolls on NBCSN after this. We're back. Progressive American Flat Track. A couple of big crashes in this event. Dallas Daniels on our restart will be in the back. Brandon Kitchen, we're hearing he might actually be okay, but he's not rejoining the race. What's his situation, Brad?
It seems like he just has a broken right thumb. Doesn't have a concussion, but it seems like his thumb is bothering him, but relatively okay for such a bad crash.
Yeah, that's about best case scenario as we are back underway in the restart. Henry Wiles back to the lead. His teammate Cole Zabala in second.
Great restart by Ferran Cardus, the Spanish flat track champion, supported by Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas. Run up in third, his first time at Peoria.
Hey, he was pretty good at our last event as well, so he's really showing some versatility here.
For sure, he's a TT specialist, grew up racing supermoto and road racing in Spain.
Almost won the Super TT in Atlanta. What has happened back there?
Wow, bad accident on the front straight. That is Daniels.
It's your series leader.
That's a well, he's up on his feet. That's a good sign.
Wow, okay, just enough to get off the track, but yes, good to see he can get up under his own power. So Daniels, who is a favorite coming into this event, I was just about to mention that he outdueled Cardus for the win in our last TT event in Atlanta, crashed out of the lead, has now crashed again. He's not gonna finish this race. Max Whale is looking at a huge haul in points.
Now we got a red light. They're gonna call it maybe. Hopefully everything's okay with Dallas. That he's kind of out of harm's way being on the inside of the straightaway, but maybe they just wanted to call it just to be safe here. See him, he's getting a run up underneath the sipes. Has one, he's grabbing a tear off and then hits a hole and just, man, that's what's hard on this track when it starts to get rough like this, is like grabbing a tear off. I mean, it's hard when you have both hands on the bars, let alone one off the bar, and it just got out of hand. That's such a violent.
Look at the whiplash.
Glad that his bike didn't get him either.
Yes. So we've seen a couple crashes on the jump. That was on a straightaway. So he's pulling a tear off. And once the hand comes off, is it over?
Yeah, he pulls a tear off, and that's in. As soon as he does that, he kind of gets over the front end. He's almost surfing on the crossbar, the handlebars there for a while. I mean, that's happened to me here before, actually. I mean, this track it gets rough and sticky like that. It can rip the handlebars out of your hands in an instant.
Oh, Dallas Daniels, man, you just hope he's okay. He's not going to rejoin us for yet another restart. And Whale has somehow battled his way up to second on the grid here. Held that one a long time. Well, Wiles, they're throwing every single obstacle they can at him to try to win here for the 15th time. Multiple restarts.
Yeah, great restart by Wiles again. This is exactly what Whale needed, is to get off in second. Not the greatest restart for Cardus this time. He's going to have to make up a lot of positions in a short amount of time.
Oh, Cardus was up there in a podium spot. Now he's been shifted to about fifth. Oh, Zabala and Whale getting into it.
Yeah, Zabala, he wants to get 1-2 with his teammate, but look at Bruner. This could potentially be a Honda podium. That would be amazing for the Mike Turner team.
Oh, that'd be awesome. But right now you got Whale in between them. He is third. So 3 of the top 4 are Honda riders right now. See if Bruner can make the move on Whale. Oh, and Carduce is back in the mix.
Yeah, we got Sipes there. Sipes is no stranger getting around a TT as well, and how the track is getting a little bit rough right now probably pays into his favor.
Oh, love to see Sipes out here, former motocross and supercross race winner, now Mr. Versatility. He'll race enduro races, he'll race motocross, he'll show up here for TTs. He's won some of them in this series. He's on the 264 right behind this 21. And Brunner on that 21 cannot get around Whale. He wants it bad. There it is. No, still can't make the move.
Man, got a really good run off of turn 4. You can just see it in his aggression riding that he wants to get on the podium with his 2 teammates.
And Whale able to shoot up the inside. Can he get back to second? He does.
Wow, okay. That's good for Whale. Maybe he can just get by these guys and be good. Wow, look how the head shake going to that right-hander. I mean, when you're pushing like this, you're bound to possibly make a mistake.
And now the Honda teammates bouncing off of each other, Zabala and Brunner, and you see these bikes dancing all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult racetrack to get around right now, and these guys are going for it.
And one rider who doesn't have to worry, he has pulled away again, Henry Wiles. He's the king of Peoria. He's going to keep that alive, but a great battle with this pack. You're looking at Whale, Brunner, Zabala, and is that Sipes and Carduce right behind them. Time running out for anyone to do anything about Henry Wiles. Maybe Daniels had the speed, maybe Kitchen did, but the bottom line is they crashed, Wiles did not.
And you can see Wiles using every bit of real estate, going up wide, just kind of letting the bike be as free as possible. Anytime you're pinching the bike down, that's going to get it even more out of shape, so Wiles is looking super smooth around a racetrack that really isn't.
Maxwell looking for maximum damage in the points, holding those Hondas back. If he finishes second behind Wiles, that's almost like a win, especially with his title rival, Dallas Daniels, out. Great run for the young Australian. But all eyes are on Henry Wiles, the finishing touches on 15 straight wins in 15 starts for him here at Peoria. This battle for the podium.
Wow,
Whoa.
did you see that in the background? That was Trevor Brunner. That was a terrible accident.
So Brunner fighting in that top 5. See Carduce going by. He'll pass him, and now the red flag is out. And
you see the concern
yeah.
in Brian Bigelow. That's the main mechanic, builds all the bikes for the Turner Racing Honda team. You can see that that scared him. That was a rough crash by Trevor Brunner. I mean, that's a fast jump, and that bike was going end over end.
Well, it's mixed emotions here because I think they're going to call it, and that's going to mean the win for Wiles, but his teammate Brunner crashing out. So a bit of a subdued celebration. Here are the results. Whale second over Zabala, Carduce and Sipes move up into the top 5. Hope Brunner is okay. But Henry Wiles, the last 15 times he's raced here, he has won. He was emotional coming in. You know he's emotional now. Let's send it down to Kristen.
Henry, how physically demanding was the racing out there today?
Yeah, you know, it had a little bit of chop in some of the corners. And, you know, I think from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, we definitely made the bike a lot better. We hadn't been here on a 450 in several years, and we were making pretty big changes after practice. So I'm just stoked with the whole Turner, American Honda, powered by Progressive Insurance, you know, taking care of all of us out there, and I hope everybody that fell is okay. And, you know, that's definitely at the end of the day. I hate to see any of these guys go down and get hurt out here because this is one of the fastest tracks we race on besides the miles. So, you know, when you go down hard here, when you do go down here, you go down hard.
So Wiles has survived, but you don't see the jubilant celebration this time. It was a rough go for several riders, including Dallas Daniels, our series leader, who crashed out, and King Henry resumes his spot in the throne for Peoria. Progressive American Flat Track is brought to you by Indian Motorcycle, official partner of Progressive American Flat Track. Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of American Flat Track. And Mission Foods has you covered with race day recipes that are too fast, too tasty. Big shake-up of the point standings. Dallas Daniels was up 2 coming into this race. He crashes out. Maxwell finishes second, and now a 16-point lead for Whale. And we're hearing Daniels hurt his ankle in that crash. So what is he going to have over the next couple of events? Henry Wiles moves up to 4th in points after the win. Let's talk to our runner-up.
It was a good day, solid, honestly. I just wish I had a little bit more for Henry. My previous years I've struggled here, so it's very rewarding to be on the podium. I just can't thank my whole team enough for the effort they've been putting in. Everyone that helps me out, supports me, it means so much, and Keith and Jill and my mechanic. And thank you very much to everyone, and Matty G.
So a championship brewing potentially for the Red Bull KTM team with the likable young Australian Max Whale. He was in a huge battle all night. Cole Zabala will end up third.
There's so much traction out there. You had to ride the motorcycle hard, and my American Honda Turner Racing powered by Progressive just handled so well, and I'm super happy with it. This is a long time coming for this season. It's been long, but I'm super happy to be up here.
Well, from one legendary track here at Peoria to another, we're going to the Springfield Miles after this.
Yeah, totally different type of racing coming up, going to 4 miles in a row. These guys are going to have to get their race face on, going to be going fast, draft passing at all the 4 races coming up.
Cannot wait to see that. King Henry reigns again here at Peoria JD Beach, and Dan Bromley wins as well. For Brad Baker and Kristen Beat, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.